NIIMBL, the National Institute for Innovation in Manufacturing Biopharmaceuticals, is pleased to announce our latest project call 7.1. This webinar is for stage 1 of that project call process. So the mission of NIIMBL is to accelerate biopharmaceutical manufacturing innovation, support development of standards that enable more efficient and rapid manufacturing capabilities, and educate and train a world-leading biopharmaceutical manufacturing workforce. So this latest project call seeks proposals addressing technology development, which we are going to refer to in shorthand as 7.1T, and workforce development as 7.1W in the slides below. So these priority areas that I'll share with you in a moment were identified by our industry members in consultation with federal stakeholders. As I mentioned, this webinar provides a summary of stage 1 of the process. We will make mention of some of the other details of the later stages, but full details of the entire project call can be found at the request for proposals, the RFP, for project call 7.1 at the website listed below. Or visit our home webpage and you'll find an announcement there as well. So stage 1 of this project call involves first a concept submission. And so the due date for concepts is August 3rd of this year. The requirements are a concept paper, which is a maximum of 4 pages, concept slides, which is a 5-slide max, using a template that we provide. And you need to include a document which includes an assessment of the biomanufacturing readiness level, if that's applicable, which it is for the 7.1T, but not for the 7.1W proposals. There's no budget required to have been identified at the concept submission. Then there will be a concept review, and that includes what will be reviewed is the paper, the slide deck. If the BRL assessment was needed, that will be reviewed. We all offer an in-person summit that's optional. There's not a requirement for you to attend, but if you're invited and can make it, then we would love to host you. More details of that will follow later. And then there will be an industry subject matter expert review and prioritization, and that gives us the information we need in order to make invitations to a full proposal. And that is expected to have been completed, those invitations to have been completed by early October of this year. Then in stage 2, there would be the opportunity to add team members if needed. And we also encourage people to join us at the NIIMBL national meeting, which is June 26th to 29th of this year. There may be ways to even form teams in advance of the concept submission. Full proposals will be due at the beginning of December. That is a longer, more detailed narrative with a significant amount of supplemental documents also needed. And then the proposal review will occur towards the end of this year and into the early part of next year, with award decisions expected by the end of the first quarter of next year. Of course, if you want to learn more about the stage 2 portion, certainly do read ahead and read the RFP in full detail. So to give you some high-level details is what this webinar is meant to do, not to give you everything. You should read the full RFP for full details, but the high-level points are that for any proposal, whether it is in the technology development or workforce development, it needs to be a minimum of 1-to-1 cost share at the full proposal stage. So that's a sum of all partners need to be cost sharing at least a 1-to-1 ratio with the requested NIIMBL funds. And if you are able to cost share significantly higher than the 1-to-1 ratio, then you'll be more competitive. And all projects will need to be a maximum of 18-month duration. We have been authorized to fund the technology development proposals at a maximum level of NIIMBL funds of $750,000 for that 18-month period, and for workforce at $500,000 for the same period. There's a total amount of authorized funding is $4 million across all proposals that are ultimately going to be successful. There is no predefined ratio of what that the number that will be technology development versus workforce development. The priority technology development areas that have been identified are cell processing, particularly as needed for cell-based therapies, technologies for intensified processing of therapeutic proteins, inline, at-line, and online measurements for critical quality attributes and/or process variables, analytical and manufacturing technologies for viral vector manufacturing, and improving reliability and quality assurance of manufacturing processes, including big data applications. The priority workforce development areas for this RFP are: one, to increase interest in biopharmaceutical manufacturing careers, internship and immersion experiences for non-traditional degrees, innovative talent pipeline partnerships, education and training for new technologies and/or use of new modalities, and cross-regional collaboration. And I'll make a point for both the workforce development priority areas and the technology development priority areas. The listed numbers are not in a rank order of prioritization. They are all of equal priority. And it is possible that a given concept or proposal might be relevant to more than one of them. So please send any questions to projectcalls@niimbl.org. We already have some questions that we use to populate an FAQ that will be available at the Project Call website soon. And we will continue to update that as we get questions in on a periodic basis.